Well, hello, this is the final boss, and this is HeistGeist, the Steam Next Fest demo. So the developers were very kind and asked me to take a look at the game. I'm sure I was probably part of a big email list, but I did it anyways, because it said it was a narrative roguelike deck builder, and you know what? Gosh darn it. I value good narrative design as a narrative designer. So, I'm excited to take a look at this. Alex sighed. Ever since that botched run in Venice, things have gone to crap. She was no closer to finding the prototype than she was a week ago. With 2 weeks left, the looming deadline was hanging above her head as a sword of Damocles. Um, okay, so I'll finish reading this and then we'll talk about some of the pro stuff. Her client was getting quite impatient, and there's no telling what they might do. The client was getting quite. Ever since that botch run, things have. So we're switching tenses, which is kind of weird. The client is getting quite impatient, and there's no telling what they might do if they get angrier at her. You don't necessarily need even, heh, Alex chuckled to herself, as if things could get any worse. All right, so, again, things that are going well. I like that there's this edgy voice. Obviously because I always, my thinking in games is the broadest audience you can get your game to is always a good idea. So I always actually encourage developers to avoid sort of. I know Cyberpunk. It's funny because I just played another Cyberpunk game and it was, edgy and cursed a lot and stuff. But you do limit your audience with that. You're not going to be able to sell your game to quite as many people, which is a bummer, right? When sales are really important. Um, but that's fine. In terms of the prose and grammar, I don't know whether it's localization or whether it's just some little mishaps. It looks like we're shifting tenses halfway through. So Alex sighed, past. Ever since I watched many things have present. So that should be things had gone to crap. She was no closer with only 2 weeks left. So again, though, I believe because we're in a cyberpunk world, you probably should opt for the present tense. Because again, the client was getting quite impatient. There's no telling what they might do. And there is, so there was maybe no telling what they might do. So again, shifting tenses and those kind of summaries are not necessarily helping too much. And then likewise, I like that we have exposition given through voice, right? So things have gone to S is this character's way of saying that things have not gone well, right? So by delivering exposition through voice, it's better than just saying, Alex was frustrated because her current heist job had not gone well. And unfortunately, I see that actually in a lot of games where they're, giving exposition up front and also giving it very, very in summary. So very much like in a narrator's voice rather than a character's voice. So I think you're doing a good job with that here. However, you're still starting with exposition, which is generally a weaker way to start. So let's see if there might be another way around that. As she continued walking through the desert nighttime docks, the deserted nighttime desert, deep in thought, Alex almost ran straight into a line of sight of a security drone. Cursing her lack of focus, she quickly looked away for her way around it. She can't afford the risk of being followed. The whole point of a secret hideout is no one knows you're there. So I like that we have some little choose your adventure. Again, I would just get a grammar and condensation pass. Right? So like this whole intro section could potentially have been summarized with, you know, what are security drones doing by my hideout? God, can this week get any worse? And then you try to avoid the drones, and then there's maybe another complication, right? So again, that's like these two huge paragraphs, which are pretty large to start off with. Hopefully, that's an example of like, off the top of my head of a way to condense it. But I would, as the developer, really be looking to condense these. You know, in a game, you're using very similar rules to a screenplay, where you want most of your lines to be 2 lines long max. And only in a very important ones would you have 4 lines like this, right? 2 to 3 lines is kind of where you want to go. So can I cut that description in half would be a question I would really encourage you to ask for ease of use. So the art's amazing. I like that you kind of have this character background, all this cool stuff. Okay, so um, I'm going to go to the crane. Maybe I'll find something. Oh, before the Drone turned around. As she looked, she saw no way of continuing her way around. Drawing her blade, she stepped towards the drone. Alright, combat. Well, I don't know if that would have happened anyways. Your goal is to defeat the enemies in a turn-based combat before they defeat you. That tracks. To do that, use cards in the hand represent attacks and various actions. The cost required to play a card is displayed in the top left corner. The effect is described in the text box. To play cards, use action points. They replenish. Okay, this is has a lot of Slay the Spire vibes. So I will be looking. I hope this diverges from Slay the Spire in terms of the core mechanics in some way. But it's cards you play, go to your garbage. Once they're there, no more cards. Yeah, okay, your discard. Once you do not want to or cannot play more cards, you manually return with this button. Okay. Hand limit is 5. If you have more than 5 cards at the end of the turn, you discard cards until you meet the limit. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to take Intent Attack. I wish I knew how much I was taking. So I'm going to put a shield. Oh, that's kind of a cool... I like that. Wow, I like that a lot. That is so nice. That's a really clever way of... Can I unselect? Yes. That's a really clever way of doing it. Deal 4 damage and discard a card. So I have 2 more. Oh yeah, so I want to do this because I just did a block. Uppercut. So I like that, like, if played after. Okay. So deal 1 damage if following beat, also draw a card. No, that's not very... Oh, but I guess that's 0, is it? I may as well just get the free cheese in. I'm gonna do that. Deal 4 damage and discard a card. I mean, the art is really nice, but this is very, very reminiscent of Slay the Spire. Electric Shock, deal 2 damage. Well, guess what? I got 2 block. You stinker. Follow through. If following attack, draw a card. Upgrade status 0 out of 10. So I don't really have... I like this A-B mechanic. That's kind of cute. I like that because I initially thought it was attack and block, but it's more. It seems like just cards kind of get assigned in A and B, and you just have to alternate. If following a B, also draw a card. We'll do the uppercut. Do follow through. I like that there's a lot of 0 cost. Do quick attack and follow through. Yeah, I really like the A and B mechanic. That's pretty fun. That's pretty cool. So there's something that's kind of separating us from the Slay the Spire. But I'm looking for more. That is a cool mechanic. I like it, but I'm still looking for more. Walking home, the drone crashed to the wet ground with sparks flying in all directions. Luckily, there was no one around to hear that, sparing Alex of any more trouble. She grabbed the now defunct drone and dragged it. Now defunct is a bit of an odd word choice. She grabbed the wrecked drone, maybe. Again, this does feel like a good job localization, but still, it feels like some of like kind of the idiomatic stuff is missing, as well as just some other general kind of writing and flow techniques that are worth thinking about. And dragged it across the ground to the edge of the pier. Best if no one finds you so close to the hideout, she thought to herself as she kicked the drone into the dark waters of the Danube. For the rest of the way, Alex was more vigilant. So again, summary. How can you show through the senses that Alex is more vigilant? You know, maybe Alex checked around every corner for the rest of the way, right? That's almost the same length, but it gives me something a lot more specific. or Alex like kept to the shadows for ducked into the shadows as she continued. Again, similar word length but a lot more specific, because it's actually, because when you're saying she was more vigilant, that could mean like a bunch of different things like I just described. Right? It could mean she like ducked in the shadows. It could mean she put over her hood, or they mean she looked over her shoulder a lot. So because you're using more pulled back abstract language, you're leaving too much of the image generation up to like the reader, and so your readers will all come up with a different image, right? Like it's sort of like saying picture a dog. Well, some readers might picture a big dog with long arms, whatever those things are. Another one might picture one of those little tiny dogs that fit in your purse. And, I'm picturing one of those dignified schnauzers with a beard. And, right, by saying dignified schnauzer with a beard, that's so much more precise that you're thinking of the same dog now. Whereas when I said picture a dog, it could have been any of those options and more, obviously. For the rest of the way, Alex was more vigilant after sure finally arrived at the part of the docks where Caroline Casaba's boat was anchored. Carell said he has a job lined up for them. It's time to get back to work. All right.
Sasha, good thing you're here. Um, everything all right? You look kind of spent, if you don't mind me saying.
Ran into a recon drone on my way here,
Nice.
but it's been dealt
This
with.
definitely has a lot
You
of
got any leads for
Griftlands
me?
vibes as well.
I did some digging, made some
It's
calls, and I believe I found a code breaker that fits Zoya's specs.
excellent. The code breaker. How do we get our
I'll be
hands
down to
on it?
buy it. We are not exactly well off right now.
Yeah, not really. You see, it's not
So
exactly
again,
a
this is a
common
little
tool,
telly
and
in
it's highly
dialogue,
illegal to
right?
have it, unless you're a private army
Just
or a
say
security corps.
I'm not buying it, right? Like, so again, so this is another really good dialogue example, right? So this is establishing a fact for the reader, right? We're saying, hey, this character does not have a lot of resources. Totally valid, totally important to establish facts like these. However, there are generally ways in dialogue to make those facts more efficient. This feels a little on the nose because she's telling this character something they already know, but we, the reader, sense that she's saying this to that character so that we get the fact that they're not in a good financial position. Um, you know, but you could like easily do. I did some digging, made some calls, and I believe I found a codebreaker that fits Zoe specs. Codebreaker? Question mark. I'm not paying for that with whatever money I have left. I'm not paying for that. Can you? And then he can say no. And then, and then that's a little bit less. I mean, obviously, that's just off the top of the head, but that's a little bit less on the nose and hopefully a little bit more effective.
But
A company
if a
like
company like that would happen to go bankrupt, all of its assets can. Luckily
luckily
for us, there should be a decommissioned military grade codebreaker stored safely in one of the Yggdrasil archives here in the city.
Yggdrasil
With a few updates and a bit of Zoya's magic, it should be up to snuff.
Sounds good. Nice work, cut out.
in dialogue. Okay. You start. So welcome to the HeistGeist demo. You start in the hub on Kasaba's boat. You can talk to members of the crew and and edit your deck of cards. On the city map, you can choose a demo mission that showcases the various game mechanics. In the mission itself, you move through the nodes of the map and complete encounters and combats and hacking events. Cool. Deck builder. Oh man, this is very. So this is almost more like a. So I have some A, Bs, and Cs. Okay, I like that. I'm just gonna use the default deck because I don't know. But, that's the one thing I personally like, the kind of roguelikey ones. I don't like deck builders that I have to build myself. Your plan is to infiltrate the Yggdrasil remote data center to receive the code breakers. Zoya will enter the grid under the guise of being a student, and Alex will get the restricted area. Asset codebreaker. Start mission. High
Target
priority
is a
job.
decommissioned codebreaker stored on one of the servers in the Yggdrasil archives. To get our hands on it, We need to infiltrate the restricted area in
Really
the upper
smart
levels.
decision
But
to kind of use a static
problem
image, but
is that
have
each
this little
server is
thing pop up
isolated and
here.
accessible only
And
through a
having these little
dedicated
assets
terminal.
kind of come in. That's a really
So we
smart
need to
way
pinpoint
of
the exact server
making
where
this
the
feel
code are fixed.
cinematic
And
without
how are we
having to
gonna debug it
spend
when we
a
can't
bunch of
access the
money
code from
on a
the
bunch of
outside?
art,
That's where you
right?
come in, Zoya. You'll enter the public
So this
section
is really
posing as a
smart.
student of environmental
I think this is
sciences.
one of the smartest ways
Using
I've
Forge
seen
ID,
a low
you'll
budget kind of
register for
cutscene
membership
done. So
access to the study
congrats. That's
groups.
that's really clever.
And I will use the study terminal there to hack
I
the
would recommend
codebreaker study
subtitles though.
and locate the codebreaker. Got it.
Right. Meanwhile, I'll make my way into the restricted area in the upper levels, where the
Okay.
servers are located. I download the stuff, hit the elevator down, and no one will be the wiser.
I should be able to access their security systems from the same terminal. I can clear out the way for you.
But both of you, be extra careful. If anything, and I mean anything, smells fishy, you run for the exit. Capiche?
Yes, don't worry. I'll be careful.
Right, that's all. Any questions? Good. We leave in 30.
All right. I see. So it's sort of like infiltrating the building. So these are my different infiltration. Oh, this is a very clever little mechanic. You know what? Choice in the mission to choose how to proceed fight. I'll do a choice. That seems more interesting. As a garage entrance seemed too risky, I'll explore an alternate way into the archives. The windows on the ground floor seem like a promising option. I really think this is a very clever approach here. Push on. Okay, so alertness. I don't know what alertness means, but... So I'm going to have my homegirl go here. So I entered the lobby of the archives public section. Even though she's quite removed from the real danger of the mission, she couldn't help feeling nervous about the whole enterprise. So again, like this interiority, while it's nice, like, you know, this is something I've gotten corrected on in my writing from many coaches over the years, is that usually in the middle of an action scene, it's just not as, you know, like, especially if a character's nervous, they're just not going to be in their heads thinking about it quite as often, or at least on average. Like, yes, there are some people, probably why I write that way, like where I'm just so in my head that, you know, that I could be like, you know, storming a castle and I would be like, wow, my looks stupid. But, you know, either reporting, so there's kind of two things to tweak here. I would either trim this down or not have it in summary, right? So she couldn't help feeling nervous about the whole enterprise. It's coming from the third person narrator, from way zoomed out. So if you actually want to make us, the reader, feel nervous, it might be better to show that in scene, either through an action, something physical, something evocative, like she's wipes sweat from her forehead and hopes no one notices, or like, you know, or it could be interior monologue, right? Like, I shouldn't be here. This is so dumb. I should have listened to the guy at the blah, blah, blah. So remember, there are ways to describe feeling nervous in a way that not only gives the information that this character is nervous, but also makes me, the reader, feel nervous just by reading it. Or reading those words, right? Like words themselves and how you organize them, or what types of sensory descriptions you're giving, or mental kind of descriptions you're giving, can make you feel something. It's crazy. But I would lean into that as much as possible. Hand the man the forged ID card. He takes the polycarbonate card and fills it with research. She had memorized and answered questions until he asked to see me collection feel where she froze. Her mind going blank. Environmental studies, dude. Akita was in the details. We started talking about the topic, which couldn't lose. Yeah. So interesting. So I've never loved the quiz mechanic personally. I can see why it's important and maybe even necessary in this game. Of, hey, I wrote dialogue, I wrote a storyline and did a setup. and now I'm gonna make sure you listen. Like that to me has never been, or even like it's like a reading comprehension mechanic too, right? Um, that I would encourage exploring other options. Maybe for this game it's necessary because this is like a different approach to roguelike deck builders, especially in like the mid meta game, like the run layering of it. But I would still really consider alertness increased. I thought I was good. So I entered the study room, noticing the placement of the cameras. The room was almost empty, save for a few students, either sleeping or too engrossed in studies that they paid her no mind. She quickly identified a console with a clear view of everyone approaching and sat down next to it. Log in. After logging in, she dutifully entered multiple queries for reports about various environmental incidents to make sure the logs. Then she proceeded to secretly connect her desk to machine. The grid awaits. Ah, new tutorial. I love minigames. Your goal is to get to the marked end node. You have a limited time to do so, 3 turns. Okay, wow. Okay, this is, yes. I will have to absorb this. This icon represents the events of a node. By playing your program and virus cards, you can deal damage to it. So this is very similar to Griftlands, where it kind of has a card mechanic for like dialogue interactions, and it has a card mechanic for attack interactions. And this seems to be very similar in that respect. One node's captures brought down nodes. It was kind of okay. Made all of its context inaccessible. That end node were your objectives, you would have failed. I don't know exactly, but I'm gonna try. Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. Is that freaking John Wick? Damage target node. Okay. I want to learn here. I'll... That's a bit of an odd phrasing, but all right. So troll bridge. Capture to remove the troll. Destroying the bridge, bringing it will make the nodes connected to it inaccessible. Oh, so I have to capture it. Damage target node for 3. Interesting. So it's kind of like an endless target your home node, draw 2 programs. Damage node 1 for every turn. Uh oh. So I can't kill it. Okay. Good to remember. Okay. So at this point, I really have to like, can I like damage this a little bit at least? Okay, so I can. So I have to just find captures now. So damage target node for 1. Yeah, so I have to just find captures here. Intern. So I have to kind of like discard stuff carefully, I guess. Hack the low. How do I capture this? How do I capture it? What? The goal is to get to the marked in node of the grid and access its contents. Every node has a strength value. You can interact only with nodes adjacent to capture. To capture a node, you have to lower its strength to 0. Yeah, this is a barrier node. Burning its strength. It's a troll bridge. Exactly 0. Oh, I see. Good to know that. You might want to have a little notification on that. Oh, shit. Take mushrooms. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna go this way. How do I go? Oh, wow. Okay, that's kind of weird. Alright. So these guys don't look friendly. Okay, that's really good. Gain 1 haste. Gain energy. Okay, so I really want to be... So that's 5 block, that is no block. Alright. I like this AB mechanic. That's pretty cool. So I definitely want to do this because it gives me another... Does 6 though. Oh my goodness. I guess I gotta end my turn here. Oh, 2 poison? Rude. Yeah, the sound effects are a little loud, but... Alright, one more time. Deal 2 damage. Do I have any bees? Yes. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. Deal 2 damage, draw a card, deal 2 damage. Alright, so this is a following the draw a card. I don't care about that. I want the haste. I guess they do kind of light up when they're... So I'm on a B right now. Gain, deal 6. Alright, let's see. Draw 2 cards, then discard. Deal 3 damage if followed a B. 2 cards and... That's fine. This will probably work because a lot of them do 2 damage. Deal 1 damage, deal 1 damage. Boo. Darn. Gain vigilance. Give slow. Alright, so I have 1 speed up, 1 slow, so it kind of neutralizes, I see. Card Toxic Healing. Let's do Deck Builder. Where's Toxic Healing? I don't even know. Heal 6 HP to self, gain poison 2. Following B, gain 1 poison instead. I don't think I want that, right? Maybe this is the only heal I have, though. That's fine. I'm maxed out, huh? Oh, I can just take some stuff out. Okay, so... preparation's not great. Alright, we'll try that.
Okay, Zoya. I'm inside the restricted zone. What's your status?
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
hi. So I managed to get into the and I found myself a nice little console away from the prying eyes.
You said more. Zoya, if you think you've been made, we need...
No. Besides, we need this thing.
Alright. But at the first sight of...
Roger that.
Have you managed to find...
Still working on it.
But it is...
Well, I mean, it should be, but you should definitely try to make...
Understood. I can't be seen wandering door to door here until we locate the damn thing.
Interesting that that more or less answer came back up. Alex spied the security controller within the hall and approached it stealthily. Good. How stealthily? The room was empty, surprisingly. So, again, I would cut surprisingly. Because extra kind of adverbs like that generally aren't super helpful. They can have a place, but in this one it doesn't seem to be ticking the box in terms of driving its effectiveness, being effective. However, she knew she had to be quick. The longer she stayed, the greater the risk of being caught. Oh yeah, great. Check the drawers. Continue. Oh, the guards came. I doodled around too much. Oh man, these guys are meanies. They are ticked off at me. Gain 2 shield. Alright, where's the A? Following an A, gain 1 haste. I don't have any A's. So it doesn't matter too much, does it? Baton bump. At least it was just a bump. Ooh, rifle shot. Get that out of here. Ow. Get that rifle shot out of here. I'm a little low on A's. I'm a little low on A's. Haste. Yeah, I need to get more cards. Thank you. Yeah, that combo, this combo AB mechanic's pretty cool. Don't care as much about the haste, or do I? I can probably ditch focus. Yeah. Interesting. One more time. Wow, now I got all my A's. Well, what do you know? That's the way it goes, doesn't it? Suppressive fire. Uh-oh. Where's my... Oh, my. Oh, my. Alright, there's a C. This. We'll do this first. I really need a B. Oh, well. Deal 6 damage instead. Whatever. We'll just kill this guy here. I wish the big finisher did something if I killed them, because it's a finisher, right? Yeah, no. Oh. The music's very, Alright. What do I need to... Oh, you're shielding up, huh? Well, what is this? I need to use a B, so... Also draw a card. This. 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 Wait, I used an A! What are you talking about? I mean, I'm gonna have too much of these anyways. I have too many of these, like, mana regen things. Oh, damn. I'm gonna take a hit. Bump. Alright. What does this do? I'm just gonna go kind of fast here. I want to get to the rest of the storyline, but I'm running out of time. This video is already running long. Draw a card, following a B. It should have drawn a card. Hey, that should have drawn a card, right? Am I going crazy? I feel like that's supposed to draw a card. Deal 6. Kill him. Alright, thank you. Alright, alertness, something. First aid. Patch my wounds. I'll just survive. I'm not... Yeah, I want to just get to the end here. Scroll another hard. Silence deserted quarters. I She heard it only, but as it came closer, you make out footsteps. Approaching fast, the risk of being detected was high. I had to do what she had. Walk confidently. Try to talk your way out of this.
Hey, you! Stop right there! What do you think you're doing here?
Easy there, officer.
Oh, is that right? Care to show me some credentials?
I got some, actually.
Here you are, officer.
I see. Well, it checks out.
That's hardly my problem. I am to make a withdrawal from my server and don't really see a reason to discuss it with you any—
Of course, ma'am. Apologies.
Boom. I like that. There's some little dialogue challenges that check if you have previous event checks. That's pretty neato mosquito. Alright, so we're gonna... Okay, so Zoya's going in as part of the intel. Small's arm. Public registry return. But their assets, their data she's after is more likely barred behind special permissions. So Zoya surveyed the study room one more time just to be sure with a few taps on her disk. She ran multiple things. After a while, she was able to access a list of relevant companies and their assets stored in the archives. Okay. Nice sound effects. Hacking job. Let's exploiting an opportunity. There are limits to what you can achieve from the console. Enter the grid. Enter. Why is that 99? Why does that say 99? Is that good or is that bad? I don't know. I mean, I'll just do it. I don't know what 99 means. I don't know what this button in the corner is. That's like my own something. Nice. Target your home node. That's kind of cool. I like that I can get that one. Alright, I like the hacking mechanic more than I thought. You know what? I'm pleasantly surprised. Oh, whoops. I am very surprised. Yeah, I like that. That's a fun little mini game. You know what? So alertness unlocked. We're so close to the top. You know, it's late, but I'm gonna keep going because you know what? I like it. I like this game a lot. It's pretty neato mosquito. I see. So I have to click on the person.
I think I got something.
Do we finally—
Getting there.
Manage to narrow it down to
managed
servers.
To narrow it down to servers in section 6. But there's something else.
So my one piece of feedback for the hacking game is the most important thing is capturing versus destroying. So the one thing I would really encourage to do is to have some sort of icon when I'm mousing the card over, say like capture, like thumbs up, or like X, destroy, and let me know, right? Because just doing some of that math for the player, it also implies the rules because it was not clear unless I like really read through every detail, and I'm human, so I'm gonna skim that I had to get the exact number. Once I got that mechanic, it's pretty fun, but I would definitely give more visual indicators of when a card is going to capture a node versus when it's going to destroy a node, and so forth.
Yes.
Or something else.
I don't know.
Something seems off.
Something seems off. It seems as if
Someone on the inside?
so far, whoever it is, they were helping us. disabling alert flags, pointing me to the right nodes in the grid.
That sounds strangely convenient. I don't like this, but we proceed with the plan.
Yeah.
Understood.
Let's focus on the...
Yes, yes. Be careful, I know.
Requires assistant.
Any intel about this?
You could use the maintenance corridor to proceed.
Oh, nice work. I'm nearing the server section.
I managed to disable multiple
I like
countermeasures,
that the things I
but
do on
no
her
one's
side affect this
accessible
side.
from
That's
here.
really cool.
So
Understood. Thanks for the heads up. Any intel?
you could
Oh, nice work. Thanks.
It's weird that that is possible again. So maintenance corridor, or I'm just gonna go this one here. All right, Zoya. Oh, phooey. Can't blaze my way through it this time. So draw a card, get haste, draw a card. So these are kind of interchangeable. Draw a card. Slash and follow through. Okay, I should get a card. Okay, now this should do 6. I'm almost out anyways. I'm a little bummed that I didn't get him down all the way, but I have like no defense in my deck. I'm about to get slapped. Ow. Darn. So I don't need these defense ones because... Alright. Gain that and discard a card. I mean, there's just nothing else I can do. Alright, I have full life. I wish I could, like, draw. Okay. Gain vigilance. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. So that's probably the most important thing. So I'll probably do quick attack, preparation. Because I'm always running out of cards. Darn. Boo. I kind of messed that up, didn't I? Well, at least I get to kill this guy. Alright. I hope that I get a B soon. That's pretty sad. I got DB'd. Oh nice, my block is permanent. That's really great, actually. I did not realize that. I wish I had known that. Discard 4 damage. Alright, well it's not gonna matter too much, so... Okay, I got some A, B's, and C's. I got some mixes up. I really like the ABC mechanic. That is super cool. Well, I have A's and B's now. No more C's. So I want to sandwich it here. Discard a card. Focus, quick attack. I mean, it's not even gonna work, is it? This doesn't even matter. Yeah. I just wanted to clear out as many of my cards as I could. It's scanning me. I gotta slow. Ooh, that's not good. Alright, so I'm gonna have to make this one count, which I think I can do because following a bee. Oh, I'm just gonna win. Just win. Upgrade, yeah, alright. Oh, select an upgrade option. Deal 2 damage, also draw a card. Following a bee, also draw a card and gain haste. Nah, this. Follow through. Nah. Yeah, sure. 0. Card Omni Slash. Let's see what Omni Slash does. Is that like Cloud? Costs less AP for each card in your garbage. Deal 8 damage. Oh wow. That definitely has some vibes from 16 and 20. Continue. We're looting it. We're fighting the boss. Alright, security seemed to be odd, tight. She couldn't shake off the endless rows.
Zoya, I'm in section 6. Looking at a lot of...
I pinpointed the fact, but Alex,
What is it?
that odd communication I mentioned earlier,
What?
it means it could be a trap. I can try to
You were doing no such...
You said it yourself. Zoya.
No, Zoya! Shit!
Zoya, you silly goose. Oh. Let's go, Zoya. It's hacking time. Time moves, recovers the tracks to find the logs were already wiped clean. But yeah, without waiting a moment, she does something. Racing his time, charged up to 6 levels, separated her. Tugged out of the server room, red door, okay, something happened. Zoya let a sigh of release, followed by a shaky laugh. Let's get this over with. Alright, hacking. Last hack. The Baba Yaga. Oh, wow. Alright. Well, there's a bunch of alts, huh? I'm gonna keep hacking. Oh, whoops. I just saw 2, but... That's pretty fun.
I've bypassed the server defenses. Package download in progress. Shit. I set off multiple alarms.
Uh-oh.
I'll try to disable them, but we've got incoming.
Of course we do. I'll deal with that.
Oh my goodness! It's a big boy. Alright, well. Wow, this is a longer video than I expected, but that's a good thing, right? I'm having fun and I want to beat this thing, you know? Draw a card, following an A, and just gain an A. This is what I want. What? I thought I had an A on that. Oh, can I undo? Maybe I got confused. I don't know. Oh, let's do this one then. Darn. I think he has a lot of armor. Well, luckily, I haven't even gotten through your shield yet, so that's good. Get some. I do love that the block doesn't fall off. Oh! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Wait, hold on. Slow down. So I don't know why I only got 3 cards. Was my deck low, I guess? Oh man. Why do I have no... Okay, I was like, wait a second. Why do I have no actions? Deal 3 damage. If falling a B, deals 6 damage instead. So I kind of like that. So I really need to put some damage on this guy. So... Deal 2 damage following, also draw a card and gain a thing. Okay. So that's kind of risky if I do that. I don't really need that, so I need to go this. And then roar. So I'm looking for a B here, which I did get. Excellent. Let's just keep on chugging. Why not? Oh, that's good. That was a solid turn, my friends. Wow, I don't believe I've been recording it for this long. Hey, you know, this is a cool game. I gotta hand it to him. I'm impressed. Color me impressed. Hold on, let me just make sure. Why do I only have 3 cards, RN? Does their missile take it away or something? Gain and discard a card, yeah. Guess I just do this and waste a turn. Okay, so now I have all my A's. Alright, so deal 4 damage and discard a card. Deal 2 damage. So I'm gonna do this. Actually, don't want to do that. GG's, let's go. Upgrade big finisher. Following an A or B. Mega finisher. I mean, versatile finisher seems like the highest.
How's that download going, Zoya? We have to go.
Download complete. But wait, that's strange.
What is it?
What
This
is it?
not what we were looking for. We've been played.
Good evening. May I suggest we leave the premises? There are multiple hostiles incoming.
Ah, shit.
Well, we got to the end of the demo. Great job to the developers of HeistGeist. I'm going to do a quick summary of my thoughts, though I did share quite a bit of them throughout the play. Yeah, I liked I liked the overall structure. I liked the A/B system mixing up the core card loop. I liked the hacking mini game, which was pretty well done. I liked the, kind of zooming through the building, like kind of approaching the map differently with the same ABC structure. Thought that was really clever. Like this kind of ABC setup was really interesting. Though I was kind of curious why, with all the things we talked about in narrative and on the design side, on the narrative design side, why wasn't that ABC structure brought up or discussed? I did like finding keys on one side of the map and then it affecting later, or with events and stuff as well. I wonder if those are procedurally generatable, where you can say, hey, force seed this event in here in order for you to have the key later. That's something I'm actually doing in one of my games right now, which is a card game as well. But in dungeons, there are ways that you can have kind of a randomly generated 2-step event, or like an event with step 1 and then step 2 hidden later on. So, food for thought. If you do want more proc gen, this does seem pretty narrative driven and pretty narrative focused, which I think is awesome. Though, if that is the case, I would say that probably the area that this game probably could improve the most on is on the narrative and dialogue. I do think, and tutorialization, right? So I think on the mechanics and gameplay side, tutorialization was good, but like all text, and a lot of the UI didn't back up the tutorial. So that kind of goes back to my previous note about not knowing that if I did overkill to a node, it wouldn't capture it. So like I had to go back and reread that, which wasn't the most streamlined thing ever. So I would have some visual indicators of like, hey, when you're running into one of the rules, tell me, say, hey, notice like this will kill this node. You can even have it be written out, or you can have like an icon that comes up that says, X to I'm gonna kill it, versus chains go over it, which just means I'm going to capture it. Those types of things can be really, really helpful. And obviously with status effects and some like the time damage, that is what it is. But yeah, and on the narrative side, I do think there's quite a bit of just streamlining that can be done on the narrative side, shrinking down the text, making sure that you're using kind of thoughtful techniques and not using as much exposition up front, getting into the action, letting some of the exposition information filter through the action as it continues. And yeah, I am a narrative designer, so feel free to reach out if you want me to ever take a look at the actual like script of the game and give any feedback. I've done that for other games I've reviewed on stream, and always happy to take a look. So, anyways, great job on the project. I'm actually quite impressed. I'm always a little skeptical of random outreaches that say down my demo, please, download my demo, please. But this one did great. I was actually quite yeah, I had a good time, and hey, I played through the whole demo, and I was happy as a clam as I did it. So thank you very much for the great experience. I will be keeping my ear to the ground for any updates on this game, and for those of you who watched this far into the video, put a comment down there and wishlist this game on Steam because obviously you had fun too if you watched it this far. So that's what they all want. They all want you to wishlist. Though I'd rather just have them pre-buy it, pre-order, but maybe that's like not how it works. Anyways, take care everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.